Hi everyone, my name is Jonathan De Luzuriaga. As workloads and demands change in today's fast-paced business landscape, scaling infrastructure and resources accordingly can be challenging. But with Globe Business Cloud Solutions, businesses like Spring Valley can easily host websites and build more apps in the cloud while only paying for the services they actually use. It also scales up alongside your business, allowing for seamless growth. Globe Business Cloud Solutions revolutionize the future of work, ensuring operational stability, agility, and resiliency. Para abot mo ang tuloy-tuloy na success.
The Philippine government has passed a law requiring telcos to allow mobile number portability to their subscribers. Though this provides subscribers with more flexibility and control, it poses disadvantages to some companies. To show how the Telco brand API helped aggregators maintain the service quality expectations of their clients, let's welcome Alfred Galazmo, Solutions Architect at Yondu, and Jean Ong, Product Creation Head at Globe Business.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon.
Hi everyone.
Okay. I can see the attendees now, so I guess we can start. For everyone, welcome to SoftCon 2023, and I would like to thank you for joining the session. And we would like to talk about empowering aggregators with the Telco brand API. Okay, so some of the topics that we are going to cover basically is what is MNP. So what are the challenges that comes along with it? And then we will introduce you to the Telco brand API. The architecture, how are you going to integrate Telco brand to your platform, to your system? And also, we will provide some of the use cases. And lastly, after the presentation, we will cater to your questions. Okay? So again, I am Alfred John Golosmo, a solutions architect at Yondu. And beside me,
Is Jean Ong, so I'm the product creation head for connectivity and digital products in Globe Business. Okay, so just an introduction. Basically, the Philippine government has passed the Mobile Number Portability Act. So this allows you to keep your mobile numbers despite you changing networks, whether you change from Globe to Smart to Dito or vice versa. You still get to keep your mobile numbers. So what changed here? Subscribers are now able to freely switch networks. And at the same time, the mobile number prefixes are no longer exclusive to a certain telco. So a 0917 prefix, which was previously associated to a globe number, can already be associated to Smart or to Dito. And a 0918, which was previously associated to Smart, can now be associated to Globe or Dito. So what's the benefit to our subscribers? Well, first of all, there's already empowerment. So subscribers can now easily have the freedom to switch providers to the provider that they want. This is also convenient for the subscribers because they don't have to change their contact information in the different platforms that they are subscribed to. So take for example, you have an OTP with a bank. If before in the past, if you changed your mobile number, you'll have to change your number so that you can get the OTP on your right phone. But with this, you don't have to go through that. And at the same time, there's also security. So the old numbers that you had will no longer be assigned to someone else. However, because of this, there are challenges to aggregators and merchants. So say for example, before a 0917 number, if you want to send an SMS or a load to 0917 number, this aggregator will already know, oh, 0917, this belongs to Globe. Hence, I will send the SMS to Globe Network, and then the subscriber will receive the SMS. However, with the Mobile Number Portability Act, when a ported number to a different network is like, for example, 0917 ported to a smart network, when the user sends an SMS to 0917, and an aggregator system will send it to a Globe network, the transaction would fail. So merchants can no longer rely on prefixes to identify their user's network. The results of this, the volume of failed transaction increases because transactions of a ported number routed to the wrong network will fail. This will then impact the revenue of aggregators and merchants because the transaction failure increases. And at the same time, there's a decrease in service quality because there would be higher failed transactions. So who are the impacted customers here? Well, number one are load vendors, number two, SMS aggregators, and also content providers who are using carrier billing because they would need to know which network to charge to. So because of this, we recently launched the Telco brand API. This allows third-party applications or systems to identify the Philippine mobile number real-time what telco brand it is. So take for example, an SMS aggregator would need to send a certain SMS. They can use our telco brand API, send a mobile number, query, and then we would return the brand if it belongs to Globe, Smart, or Dito. Because of this, aggregators can now route the traffic to the correct service providers. Merchants will then be able to provide the same seamless user experience to their customers. Sample experience of this. Say, for example, you want to buy a load through your mobile app. So when you log in, you click the prepaid load, you enter the mobile number. The banking app can then query our telco brand API what network this mobile number belongs to. We will then return it, and then the banking app would know that it belongs to Globe, Smart, or Dito. Hence, when you click on next, the banking app would then know which telco to send the load to. So how does this work in our back end? Let me turn you over to Alfred to discuss the architecture.
Okay, thank you for that, Ms. Jean. So before I proceed with the technical aspect of Telco Brand API, please send your questions and our team members will answer it in the chat box. Okay? So let's take a look at the architecture. What's under the hood of the Telco Brand API? Okay, so the first thing that you would notice is that we are an AWS user and we use MongoDB for our database. Okay, in terms of the scalability, we are utilizing a microservices architecture. So what's the advantage of this? No, so this basically eliminates all of the problems or the issues that you encounter basically with the monolithic architecture or the legacy architecture, if you may say, no. And all of our containers are basically enrolled with the auto scaling group. So what's the impact of this? So this allows our services, the containers, to accommodate huge volume of transactions and also to accommodate a lesser volume of transactions. So it's highly adaptable and scalable. Okay. The next one is reliability. No? In terms of the reliability, basically, the BAU is we put up three availability zones, but since we are catering to a much lower traffic, we opted with the basic or the minimum two availability zones. Okay, so at least we still have a failover just in case. Okay. The last thing that I wanted to highlight is the security. So you may notice it is protected. We've also deployed AWS WAF, and we also have the Bastion host. So this is the only entry point for our operations team, just in case they need to conduct any maintenance with our, for example, our container services. Okay. We also have encryptions. We are also utilizing encryption of the MongoDB. So we protect your data during transit and at rest. No? And lastly, we also have implemented access tokens. So we need to verify first before you use our Telco brand API if you're a credited or a valid customer before invoking the said API. Okay. With that said, now how can we integrate Telco brand API to your system? Okay, so we try to drill this down as easy as possible into three categories. So basically, number one is customer onboarding. With the customer onboarding, so this is a task for us to do. We create your customer profile. We feed the data, the customer data in our system, and basically it includes like the subscription, the number of transactions that you will be using for the month, or the subscription rates, for example. Okay. So once that's done, we will be generating some access token. For the access token, basically we have a internal tool that we use to generate such keys, no? And then we also have create access token API. So we feed such credentials to generate the access token itself, no? And the third part is basically just you just have to embed the access token. So we will be needing the your dev team's help in uh, implementing the access token in your system. So you can see below the sample token that is used for basic authentication. Okay. Let's say we've integrated the API successfully to your system. Now, how does it work? Let's see. Okay. So for the sequence diagram, I've highlighted what we call the get brand API. So basically, it allows you to get the latest ports of your subscribers. No, the process will be, as I've mentioned earlier, we generated some of the access token now. Now, in this part, once you invoke the get brand API or the Telco brand API, the first thing that we need to do is, of course, validate if you are the appropriate customer, okay, before we allow you to query the system. Okay, so once we verify that you're good to go, you can then the API will then query for the MSI SDN or the numbers, and then you will get the success result. So we also have the brand update API, so you don't have to worry about this. Basically, this API allows us to refresh the subscribers that we have, so that the next time you query some of the latest ports or the data set that you need to query, you will get the most updated ones. Okay. Now we can proceed with some of the use cases.
Yeah. So one of our clients that uses the Telco brand API is Go Wi-Fi. So Go Wi-Fi is the largest public Wi-Fi network here in the Philippines. Now, what happens here is Go Wi-Fi, they actually show different offers depending on the network. And at the same time, when a subscriber purchases a Go Wi-Fi package, Go Wi-Fi needs to know which telco to charge it to. So the challenge here during the MNP is, well, number one, they needed to know which offer to display because it depends on the network. And at the same time, where to route the charging to the postpaid bill or the prepaid load. So the telco brand API helped Go Wi-Fi display the proper offers and also charge it to the right network. The result of this, uninterrupted service for the users, and at the same time, there was no impact to the revenue of Go Wi-Fi because they were able to charge it to the correct network.
Okay. So for the next use case, we can use M360. Okay. So basically, M360 is an SMS platform. And some of their services includes like SMS blasting. No, M360 utilizes the Telco brand API to route the SMS to the correct network provider. Now, what are the challenges that they were facing, no, before Telco brand API? So basically, with the MNP, there were undelivered SMS to the latest ported number. Okay. Now, with the use of Telco brand API, it basically helped reroute the SMS to the correct network provider. Hence, the result that we have is uninterrupted services and basically no negative impact to the revenue.
Our third use case is an automated voice call web app. So the way companies would use this automated voice call web app is they would use it to do call blasting for billing reminders or also for surveys. Okay. Now, because of MNP, if a number is ported, this voice call web app would not know where to route the voice calls to. Because of that, the challenge would be there would be potential drop calls due to the wrong routing of a call to a ported number. So because of the Telco brand API, we were able to, the web app was able to route the call to the correct network provider. The result of this, uninterrupted service, successful call rates. Hence, the clients of this voice call web app were able to continue with their bill reminders, their voice surveys, and all the other use cases that the call web app caters to. So what is our pricing for this? Basically, for only 50,000 pesos a month, you would be able to have 3 million telco brand API transactions. And if there is an excess, it only costs 0.017 per API call. We also have higher plans, such as plan 100,000, 150,000, and 200,000 available if your company needs higher volume of transactions.
Okay. So aside from the Telco brand API, we would also like to introduce you to some of our services. No? So number one, we have sponsored access API. So what does it do? Basically, it lets you access a third-party application without you being charged with the data. Okay. The next one is we have load API. So it sends an SMS blast basically to the list of your subscribers. Well, the contents of this maybe is the promotions, for example. And on the other hand, we have the voice API. Basically, it automates some of the call outs and some of the promotions will be sent to your subscribers. Okay. And lastly, for the charging API. So basically, it allows your subscribers to pay using prepaid or their postpaid accounts. Okay.
And then if you don't want to integrate our APIs, we also have various web tools to help with your business operations. Sample of this would be LoadUp. Basically, LoadUp is a web-based platform that can help you distribute load or Gcash to multiple recipients. So you can use this to send load to your employees or to send Gcash allowances to your employees in bulk. We also have Ives. So Ives is a web app that allows you to automate call flows, to allows you to send voice calls to your users. So with that, we would like to open the floor to questions.
Mhm. So we'll try to answer some of your questions. And if you're interested to have a deeper discussion, we have a booth available. You just need to scan the QR code, and Charles and Helen will be there to answer some of your questions, as well as me and Jean. Okay.
Hi everyone, you may type in your questions po for Alfred and Jean. All right, we have a question from Ryan. So his question is, what are subscriber information that are included in the GET API?
Yeah. You want
Okay.
to take it?
Okay. So basically, once you invoke the API, some of the details
It's the
that you
brand.
get is, of course, the brand, the old network, the new network, and also the brand if it's postpaid, prepaid, and such things. Yeah. So we're basically focusing
Yeah.
on that
It's really
aspect.
just the brand. If it's Smart, Globe, or Tito.
Mm, yeah.
So any more questions for Jean and Alfred? Don't be shy, please enter your questions for them. Okay, so I think that's it for the
Mhm.
questions. There are no more questions. Thank you once again, Alfred and Jean, for your wonderful presentations. Now, in case there are some, there's some question. Okay, that's from Miss Alisa. So in case you want to ask Miss Alfred and Jean, you may reach out to them on our Airmeet platform. So one more thing before I let you all go, may we please take a quick photo of with Miss Jean and Alfred. So just smile at the camera. All right. So
Okay.
that's it. So are there any more things you would like to add before we end the session, Jean and Alfred?
Basically, that's it. Again, if you're interested, we're really happy to assist you. You just have to scan the QR code, and some of our team members can assist you. Okay. Thank you
All
very
right.
Thank
much,
you, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you. You may
Thank
now
you.
exit this next session. Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you.